Is that it? Oh my God. Alright, it all started with scrolling through my regular set of auction platforms. I seen a lot of wrestling figures that piqued my interest, and all of a sudden, bam! I had to do a double take. Is that it? Could it be? Is it legit? The Green Card Series 1, 2, 3 Kid Hasbro. This is a rare figure from the last series of WWF Hasbros that was released, and this figure can sell anywhere from 400 to 600 in bad shape to 700 to 1,000 in good to mint condition. And here it is, one of the most rare and sought-after wrestling figures on the planet, mixed in amongst this lot of other wrestlers. Now, this particular platform I have won many auctions from. From time to time, their shipping department can be a little careless. There's been times I've received lots that have had a missing item or two or missing accessory. But I mean, to them, all they're packing is just another set of toys that they have no clue and arguably any care sometimes that they could be dealing with a $600 collectible, in their hand. I knew they were also auctioning off several wrestling figure lots, all ending within minutes of each other. So my biggest fear was for them to mix up the lots. I'd drop a few $100 only for the 1, 2, 3 Kid to be carelessly shipped off with another lot. Now this is just a shot of one message, but I sent them several messages to them and just asking them to be extra careful just to double check that they're not mixing up the orders, all of which were ignored. Finally, the end of the auction came, and I was able to win the lot for $501. And the moment of truth had arrived. Finally, the box came, and I was on a mission to sift through it and ensure that they sent me the 1, 2, 3 Kid Hasbro. So I was relieved that they at least got that part right, that the 1, 2, 3 Kid Hasbro was there, but I was noticing some mistakes in this order, and I couldn't believe it. Once I was taking a closer look at the order, I saw that they made a mistake on the other end. They ended up giving me 2 more valuable figures that weren't listed on the lot to begin with. Now I'm going to pause a moment and rewind back to when I told you the messages I sent them to, in concern of them mixing up the figures and to be extra careful. Now the other parts of those messages were for payment arrangements. Now that part of the messages weren't ignored, but they made no acknowledgement at all of my concerns to be extra careful not to mix up the product. Now there's a second part to the story that's a story in its own right. I ended up doing the inventory on the order, and the order was a complete mess. They mixed it up, and it's almost like they had no regard. I was fortunate that I got the main figures that I wanted, but they were just completely careless, and it was a whole nother story for me just to track down the figures that they didn't include. But I still ended up with quite a nice lot of figures here, including 2 extra Green Series Hasbros that are worth a lot of money. And right there, the Atom Bomb figure on our left side of the 1, 2, 3 Kid, and the Ludwig Borga right there at the very end, the guy with the mohawk blonde hair. Now my plan was to keep a handful of the figures and then sell off the rest to recoup my loss, but with them giving me the Atom Bomb and the Ludwig Borga, I already have doubles of that, and so it made it a real easy recovery for me to resell that Billy Gunn, that Ludwig Borga, and Atom Bomb. Just those 3 figures alone, I basically made all of my money back of that $501. And to conclude this story, that's how I acquired my 1, 2, 3 Kid Hasbro for free. I was able to acquire the lots, and all the extras and doubles that I had, I was able to sell it off and recoup all my losses. Now, if that company had been more careful, or at the very least not ignored my messages asking them not to mix things up, the story might have gone a little bit different, but nonetheless. And if you made it this far in the story, I really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more wrestling figure content.